The sky was darker than usual that evening. People all over Earth noticed it. The stars seemed to flicker strangely. It was as if the universe was holding its breath. No one knew what was coming, but soon everything would change deep in space. Far beyond the reaches of human exploration, a massive ship moved slowly toward Earth. It was unlike any spacecraft humans had ever seen. It shone with a cold blue light and was shaped like a giant claw. This was the flagship of the Vornax Empire. The Vornax were a powerful alien race. They had traveled through many galaxies and conquered countless worlds. They believed themselves to be the strongest beings in the universe. Their technology was far advanced. Their soldiers were fierce and trained for war. But most of all, the Vornax were proud. They thought that no other species could ever match them. On Earth, people watched. The news in shock. The governments of all nations scrambled to respond. Satellites tracked the Vornax ship as it approached. Military forces prepared their defenses. But there was little they could do against such an enormous threat. In a small space station orbiting Earth, Tom worked quietly at his console. Tom was a space engineer. He had spent years building machines and fixing broken systems. He was not a soldier, but he knew the importance of his work now more than ever. Tom's eyes were fixed on the monitor. The Vornax ship was getting closer. His hands moved quickly, adjusting instruments and running tests. He hoped that the systems he helped build would be enough to warn Earth in time. Nearby, Maya stood with a group of officers. Maya was a military leader. She was strong and calm, but inside, she felt a deep worry. The Vornax were coming to demand something. No one knew what, but the message was clear. They wanted control. Maya watched Tom work and nodded. "We will need every skill we have," she said softly. "This will not be easy." Suddenly, the Vornax ship sent a message. It came through every channel on Earth. The voice was cold and clear, filled with pride. "People of Earth, we are the Vornax Empire. We have traveled far to meet you. We claim superiority over all species. Your world is weak, and your technology is primitive. Submit to us, and you will be spared." The message was simple and harsh. It shocked many, but some people, including Tom and Maya, felt the fire inside them. They would not give up without a fight. Tom turned to Maya. "We can't let them think they are better than us. We have to show them that humanity is strong." Maya nodded. "We will fight for our home, no matter what." The world began to prepare. Scientists and engineers worked day and night to strengthen defenses. Soldiers trained harder than ever before. Everyone knew that this might be the greatest challenge humanity had ever faced. At a command center deep underground, leaders from all nations met. They shared their knowledge and resources. They agreed to work together. It was the first time in a long while that the world was united. Among the crowd was a young scientist named Neil. He was quiet but brilliant. Neil had an idea that might change everything. He believed that humans had a special quality, something the Vornax did not understand. Neil spoke to the leaders. "The Vornax think strength is only about power and weapons, but humans have creativity and heart. We can use that to find new ways to defend ourselves." The leaders listened carefully. They gave Neil permission to develop his ideas. It was a small hope in a dark time. Meanwhile, on the space station, Tom and Maya prepared for a meeting with the Vornax. The aliens wanted to speak face-to-face with human representatives. It was a dangerous chance, but also an opportunity. Tom felt a mix of fear and determination. He knew the fate of Earth could depend on this meeting. Maya stood beside him, ready to face whatever came. The Vornax ship opened a large door. A group of alien leaders entered the space station. They were tall and strong, with eyes that seemed to glow. They looked down on the humans with cold pride. The leader of the Vornax, called Zarnik, spoke first. His voice was deep and commanding. "We have come to claim what is ours. Your planet is weak and should serve us. Accept your place." Maya stepped forward. "We will not bow to you. Humans have survived many challenges. We are stronger than you think." Zarnik laughed. "Your words are brave, but empty. We will prove our power. Prepare for the contest." The contest was a test set by the Vornax. They wanted to show humans that their claim was true. The challenge would test strength, skill, and intelligence. Tom and Maya were chosen to lead the human team. They knew the odds were against them, but they also knew that giving up was not an option. As the contest began, humans discovered something unexpected. The Vornax were strong and skilled, but they lacked one thing: the human spirit. Tom used his engineering skills to create devices that could adapt quickly. Maya used her leadership to keep the team united. The world watched with hope as the contest went on. Each victory was a step toward proving that humans were not weak. The Vornax grew angry. They could not believe humans were keeping up, but they did not understand that true power was more than weapons and machines. It was about heart, unity. And at night, Tom looked out at Earth from the space station window. He thought about his family and friends. He thought about the future. "We will show them who we really are," he said quietly. Maya joined him. "Yes, this is only the beginning." The stars outside seemed to shine brighter. The battle for Earth's future had begun, and humanity was ready to fight. The sun rose slowly over Earth, but the mood was heavy. People across the world waited anxiously for news. The Vornax had given humanity a challenge, and the time had come to respond. The contest was no simple game. It would test everything the humans had: strength, skill, intelligence, and spirit. In a large arena built on the edge of Earth's orbit, the first challenge was set to begin. The Vornax had created a complex course filled with dangers. It was a test of endurance and quick thinking. The humans had only a few days to prepare. Tom stood with his team, looking at the course on the big screen. It was filled with obstacles, high walls, narrow paths, and strange machines that could block or attack. The Vornax wanted to see how humans handled pressure and danger. Maya approached the team. "Remember, the Vornax think they are better than us, but we have something they do not. We have heart. Use it." The team nodded. They knew the Vornax were strong, but humans had something different. They had creativity, teamwork, and hope. The first challenge began. Tom's team moved carefully. They used their skills to avoid traps and solve puzzles. The Vornax watchers looked surprised. The humans were faster and more clever than expected. One of the team members, Anna, found a way to disable a dangerous machine by using a tool she made herself. Another, Leo, helped the team cross a wide gap by creating a makeshift bridge from parts of the course. The Vornax had not expected this kind of thinking, but the Vornax were not defeated. Their champion, a tall alien named Crix, moved through the course with ease. His body was strong, and his technology advanced. He was confident and sneered at the humans. Maya watched Crix and whispered, "He underestimates us." That will be his mistake. As the challenge continued, the humans faced new problems. The Vornax had hidden traps and strange machines that could change the environment, but the humans adapted quickly. They worked together, helped each other, and never gave up. Tom's engineering skills were key. He used the tools and parts they found to create new devices on the spot. His quick thinking saved the team more than once. The crowd watching the contest grew louder. People on Earth cheered for the humans. They wanted to believe their species could stand against the Vornax. After hours of struggle, the humans finished the course. They had taken longer than Crix, but they had succeeded. The Vornax were shocked. No species had ever completed this challenge before. Crix frowned and said, "You are lucky this time, but we will see what happens next." The next challenge was about strength. The Vornax believed that their power would end the contest quickly. They set up a fight between their best warriors and the human team. Maya prepared the humans for battle. Strength is not just about muscle. It is about will and skill. Remember that. The fight began on a large platform floating in space. The Vornax warriors were huge and fast. They had sharp claws and powerful weapons. The humans had to use their speed and teamwork to survive. Tom fought bravely, dodging attacks and looking for openings. Anna and Leo worked together to distract the enemies and create chances for others. The humans used their environment to their advantage. They pushed Vornax warriors into traps and used quick movements to confuse them. The Vornax were strong, but they were not used to fighting together like this. Maya led the humans with calm orders. She saw when to attack and when to retreat. Her leadership kept the team focused. In the end, the humans did not win every fight, but they surprised the Vornax by standing their ground. The warriors of the Vornax had never met resistance like this before. After the battle, the humans rested but knew more challenges were coming. The Vornax respected their courage but still believed they would win. The third challenge tested intelligence. The Vornax created a puzzle that required logic and speed to solve. Tom and Neil, the young scientists, worked together. The puzzle was a large hologram with moving parts. It required arranging symbols in a correct pattern before time ran out. Neil smiled. This is where humans shine. We can think in ways others cannot. Tom and Neil studied the puzzle carefully. They noticed patterns and used teamwork to solve sections quickly. The Vornax watchers were silent. They did not expect the humans to be so fast and clever. When the time ended, the humans had solved most of the puzzle correctly. The Vornax had failed. Zornuk, the Vornax leader, showed frustration. He said, "Your species is strange. You fight and think with heart. But this contest is not over." Maya and Tom knew the contest was more than tests. It was about respect and understanding. That night, the human team gathered to talk. They shared ideas and plans. Everyone was tired but hopeful. Anna said, "We showed them we can think and fight. We can win if we stay united." Leo added, "The Vornax believe strength is only power. We know it is more." Tom looked at Maya. "We have to keep going. The next challenges will be harder. But we are ready." Maya smiled. "Humanity will show them what true power means." The stars above Earth shone quietly. The contest had begun. But it was clear this was not just a test of strength. It was a test of spirit, and humanity was ready to prove itself. The contest continued, and the tension grew stronger. The Vornax still believed they were the superior race, but the humans had begun to change that view. Tom, Maya, and their team faced each new challenge with courage and sharp minds. The next test was about innovation. The Vornax gave the humans limited tools and materials. They were told to build something that could help in an emergency. It was a way to see who could create the most useful invention. Under pressure. Tom studied the materials carefully. They had metal parts, simple energy cells, and small computer chips. At first, it seemed like not enough to make anything powerful, but Tom smiled quietly. Humans had a way of making the most from little. He gathered the team and said, "We don't need big machines to win. We need to think smart and work together." Anna and Leo began working on a small drone that could fly quickly and send signals. Neil programmed its controls. Maya helped by planning how they would use the drone in real situations. The Vornax watched with interest. They had machines far more advanced, but their technology was often complex and hard to repair. The human's simple design was fast and easy to fix. When the time was up, the human team presented their invention. The drone could fly through narrow spaces, send real-time information, and even carry small supplies. It was not the strongest machine, but it was clever and useful. The Vornax presented their invention next. It was a large weapon with many parts and great firepower, but when tested in a simulated emergency, it was slow and difficult to control. The judges declared the humans the winners. Tom and his team smiled. The Vornax looked surprised. For the first time, the humans had beaten them in a test of skill. After the invention challenge, the humans were given a new test: survival. The Vornax sent teams into a dangerous terrain filled with natural traps, wild creatures, and changing weather. The goal was to find a hidden device and bring it back safely. Maya led the human team. She knew this test would be tough. The Vornax were used to harsh environments, but humans had something else: adaptability. The humans moved carefully through the terrain. They used their knowledge of nature and teamwork to avoid dangers. When a wild creature appeared, they worked together to stay calm and find a safe path. Tom used his engineering skills to create simple tools from natural materials. He made ropes and traps that helped the team cross rivers and climb steep hills. The Vornax teams were strong, but they often rushed and made mistakes. The humans stayed patient and cautious. After many hours, the humans found the hidden device. It was a small box with a glowing symbol. They carried it back to the starting point. The Vornax teams returned as well, but many had lost members or failed to find the device. The judges praised the humans for their careful planning, and teamwork. Tom and Maya felt proud. They had shown that strength was not only about power, it was about working together and using the mind. The next test was a battle of strategy. The humans and Vornax faced each other in a simulated war game. Each side controlled fleets of ships and had to capture key points on a large map. Maya led the human fleet. She studied the map and planned her moves. She knew that the Vornax expected humans to be simple fighters, but strategy was a strength humans had developed over many years. Tom worked with the communication team to send quick updates. The humans used small, fast ships to surprise the Vornax and take control of important areas. The Vornax were strong, but their tactics were predictable. The humans adapted quickly, changing their plans as the battle went on. The game lasted for hours. Both sides fought hard, but in the end, the humans won. Their teamwork and clever strategies had outsmarted the Vornax. Zarnuk, the Vornax leader, looked angry but also thoughtful. "Your species is tougher than we expected," he said. Maya smiled but stayed serious. "We are not just tough. We are united." Tom added, "You think power is all that matters, but humans have more. We have spirit." The contest was far from over, but the Vornax had begun to see something new. They could not ignore the human spirit and the strength that came with it. As the humans rested, Neil approached Tom. "We need to keep pushing. The Vornax will try harder next time." Tom nodded. "We will be ready. We have learned a lot, and we still have more to show." That night, the team gathered under the stars. They talked about the challenges and the future. Anna said, "We surprised them with our ideas and our courage." Leo added, "This is only the beginning. We will keep proving that humans are strong in ways they do not understand." Maya looked at the group. "Our true power is not in weapons or machines. It is in our heart and mind." The stars shone quietly above Earth. The battle for respect and survival was still ongoing, but humanity had taken the first steps to show the universe their true strength. The victories brought hope to humanity, but the air grew heavy with tension. The Vornax had started to see humans not as weak creatures, but as true challengers. Their arrogance began to turn into frustration and anger. Tom, Maya, and the human team knew the coming trials would test them in new ways. On Earth, preparations went into overdrive. Cities built shelters and trained more soldiers. Scientists worked harder to improve defenses and explore new technologies. People everywhere felt the weight of the coming storm. Maya stood in the command center watching reports from the front lines. The Vornax were becoming more aggressive. Small attacks near colonies increased, and some outposts were damaged. It was clear the Vornax were trying to break human will. Tom joined Maya. "They want us scared," he said quietly, "but we cannot show fear." Maya nodded. "We have to be ready for anything." Meanwhile, Neil was working on a secret project deep in the lab. He believed humans had a special power hidden in their brains and ability to learn and adapt faster than other species. If he could unlock it, humanity might gain an edge no technology alone could provide. One evening, Neil invited Tom and Maya to see his progress. The room was filled with machines that monitored brain signals and tested mental responses. Neil explained, "This device can enhance the brain's ability to learn and process information. It could help soldiers react faster and solve problems more quickly." Maya looked thoughtful. "This could change everything. But is it safe?" Neil smiled. "We have tested it carefully. It strengthens natural abilities. It does not harm." Tom said, "If this works, it will show the Vornax that human strength is not just physical. It is mental and emotional too." The team agreed to begin testing. Volunteers stepped forward, hoping to be part of something that could help save humanity. As tests started, the Vornax increased their attacks. They sent fleets to block important trade routes and tried to cut off resources. Maya led defensive missions to protect the colonies. During one mission, Maya's squad was caught in an ambush. The Vornax warriors were fast and brutal. Maya ordered a quick retreat, but the squad was trapped between two enemy groups. Tom, watching from the command center, felt the tension rise. He knew Maya's team was in danger. Using the new brain enhancement device, some soldiers were able to think faster and communicate better. They coordinated their movements and found a way to escape the trap. Maya reached safety and sent a message. "We made it, but the Vornax are stronger than before." The incident showed both the dangers ahead and the power of human adaptability. Back on Earth, leaders met to discuss their next steps. Zarnuk, the Vornax leader, sent a message filled with warning. "You have shown strength, but it will not be enough. We will not allow your species to rise. Prepare for our greatest attack." The message was clear. The Vornax planned to end the contest with overwhelming force. Maya and Tom shared the news with the team. "We must be ready. This is the real test." Tom returned to Neil's lab to check on the brain enhancement project. The results were promising. The volunteers showed faster learning and better focus. Neil was hopeful. "We can train more soldiers with this," Neil said. "It will help humanity face the coming storm." Maya added, "We will fight with everything we have. Our future depends on it." The night before the Vornax's planned attack, Tom looked at the stars. He thought about Earth, about his family, and about all the people counting on them. Maya joined him quietly. "Tomorrow will change everything." Tom nodded. "But we are not alone. Humanity is strong because we stand together." The stars seemed to glow brighter, as if encouraging them, when the Vornax fleet arrived. It was like a storm in space. Ships moved fast and weapons fired with power. The battle was fierce and lasted many hours. Humans used everything they had learned. The brain enhancement helped soldiers react in ways the Vornax did not expect. Tom's engineering team repaired ships quickly. Maya's leadership kept the forces united. The fight was hard. Many humans were hurt, but they did not give up. In the end, the Vornax were forced to retreat. They had underestimated human strength and spirit. Zarnuk sent a message after the battle. His voice was less proud. "Your species fights with heart. This is not over. We will return." Maya looked at Tom. "They may come again, but we will be ready." Tom smiled. "Humanity has shown true power, not just in strength, but in, well," the stars above Earth shone quietly. The rising tension had brought humanity closer together. They knew the future held many battles, but now they also knew they could win. The battle had ended, but the war was far from over. The Vornax had retreated, but their threat remained strong. Tom, Maya, and the human team understood that they needed more than courage and weapons to win. They needed a new idea, something that could change everything. Neil's brain enhancement project was showing promise, but it was not enough on its own. The team began working on combining human creativity with new technology. They wanted to create something that could surprise the Vornax and show the universe the true power of humanity. Tom spent long hours in the engineering bay. He experimented with machines that could learn and adapt, using the neural patterns from Neil's research. Tom helped develop a new type of artificial intelligence. This AI could think quickly, solve problems, and work with humans as a partner. Maya worked closely with the military, training soldiers to use the new tools and devices. She knew that winning would depend on teamwork and trust between humans and machines. The humans called the new technology the adaptive mind. It was not just a tool, but a partner that grew stronger as it learned from every experience. One day, during a test, the adaptive mind surprised everyone. It quickly analyzed a difficult problem, finding a solution that even the engineers had not expected. Tom smiled, knowing this was the breakthrough they needed. But the Vornax were not standing still. They had been watching and learning too. Zarnuk sent a message to Earth, warning that their final challenge would soon begin. This time, It would be a direct battle for control of human space. Maya gathered the team. "This is it," she said. "The fight for our future." The human forces prepared carefully. Using the adaptive mind, they planned attacks and defenses. The AI helped predict Vornak's movements and find weak points when the Vornak's fleet appeared. Again, the battle was fierce and fast. The Vornaks attacked with all their power, trying to overwhelm human defenses quickly. But the adaptive mind helped the humans react in ways they never could before. Ships changed course, weapons fired at precise moments, and soldiers coordinated perfectly. Tom watched the battle from the command center. He felt proud as he saw the teamwork between humans and machines. Maya led the fleet with calm confidence. She trusted the adaptive mind and her team. The fight lasted for hours. Many ships were damaged and some were lost, but the humans held their ground. Then came the moment that changed everything. The adaptive mind found a way to disrupt the Vornak's command systems. It sent a signal that confused their ships and broke their formation. The Vornak's fleet faltered. Maya seized the chance and ordered a full attack. The humans pushed forward with strength and skill. Zarnik's ships began to retreat. The humans had won a great victory. After the battle, the Vornaks called for a truce. Zarnik agreed to meet with Maya and Tom to discuss peace. In the quiet meeting room, Zarnik looked at the humans with a new respect. "You have shown strength and intelligence beyond what we believed," he said. "Your adaptive mind is impressive." Maya replied, "We fight to protect our home, but we also want peace and respect." Tom added, "Humans are not just strong because of weapons or machines. Our power comes from our spirit and unity." Zarnik nodded slowly. "I see that now. Perhaps there is more to strength than we thought." The meeting ended with a promise. The Vornaks would no longer try to conquer Earth. Instead, they would seek a future where both species could live and learn together. Back on Earth, the people celebrated. They had won not only a battle, but also respect in the universe. Tom and Maya stood side by side, looking at the stars. They knew challenges remained, but humanity had proven its true power. Maya smiled and said, "This is just the beginning." Tom agreed. "We showed them what it means to be human." The stars shone brightly above, lighting the way for a new era of hope and strength. The meeting with the Vornaks marked a new chapter, but many questions remained. Tom and Maya knew the true battle was not just about weapons or territory. It was about understanding what made humanity different and powerful in the eyes of the universe. As peace talks began, the Vornaks sent diplomats and scientists to Earth. They wanted to learn more about humans. Tom was asked to help explain human technology and ideas. Maya worked with the Vornaks' military leaders, sharing tactics and stories. The Vornaks were surprised by the humans' willingness to share knowledge and cooperate. They expected resistance, but found openness instead. One day, during a meeting, Zarnik spoke quietly to Maya. "Your people fight with heart. It is not just strength. It is will and spirit. That is something we lack." Maya nodded. "We survive because we stand together. We grow stronger through unity." Tom joined the conversation. "We created the adaptive mind not just to win battles, but to learn and adapt. It reflects our own nature." The Vornaks scientists studied the adaptive mind carefully. They realized that it was more than a machine. It was a symbol of human creativity and growth. In the days that followed, the Vornaks and humans worked side by side. They exchanged ideas, explored new technologies, and even shared stories of their histories. Tom spent time in the Vornaks research centers. He learned about their culture and struggles. He found that the Vornaks were not so different after all. They just sought meaning and strength. Maya trained with Vornak soldiers. She saw their discipline and skill, but she also noticed their pride could blind them. One evening, Maya and Tom stood looking at Earth from the space station. "We have shown them our power," Maya said, "but now we must show them our heart." Tom smiled. "That is the true strength, not to conquer, but to connect." The revelation was clear. Humanity's true power was in its spirit, its ability to face fear, to grow, and to unite. The Vornaks had strength, but humans had something deeper. The universe was watching this new alliance. Other species took note. They saw that strength was not just about weapons or technology, but about will and unity back on Earth. People celebrated the new hope. The world was changing. Humans had earned their place among the stars. Tom and Maya knew their journey was just beginning. The challenges ahead would be many, but they also knew that humanity's true power was ready. The stars above Earth shone with promise. A new era of understanding and strength was born. The quiet after the storm was unlike anything humanity had ever known. The great battles with the Vornax had ended, and a new chapter had begun. Tom, Maya, and all of humanity were ready to step into the future. A future full of hope and cooperation. Earth had changed. The scars of war were still visible in some places, but people were rebuilding. Cities grew stronger, not just with new buildings but with new ideas. People everywhere felt a sense of unity they had never experienced before. Tom stood on a hill overlooking a city at dawn. The light was soft and the air was fresh. He thought about everything that had happened. The arrival of the Vornax, the challenges, the battles, and the hard-won respect. It all felt like a dream and a reality at the same time. Maya joined him quietly. "It is peaceful now," she said, "but we must keep working. The universe is vast, and there will be new challenges." Tom nodded. "We have learned a lot. We are not the same people we were before." Together, they walked toward the city, where people from different planets now lived and worked side by side. Humans and Vornax shared knowledge and culture. They built schools, research centers, and marketplaces. The future was open and bright. At a new space station orbiting Earth, Maya gave a speech to leaders from many worlds. She spoke of respect, unity, and strength. Her words were simple but powerful. "We prove that true power is not in weapons or domination," she said. "It is in cooperation, courage, and heart." Tom watched from the side. He felt proud. Humanity had shown the universe what it truly meant to be strong. The Vornax leader, Zarnak, stood beside Maya. He nodded in agreement. "We have much to learn from each other," he said. "Together, we can face any challenge." In the following months, the humans and Vornax worked on joint missions. They explored new planets, studied strange phenomena, and helped worlds in need. Tom led one of the research teams, using the adaptive mind technology to solve mysteries that had puzzled scientists for years. Neil continued to develop the Brain Enhancement Project. It helped not only soldiers, but also doctors, engineers, and teachers. People's minds grew sharper and more creative. Anna and Leo became ambassadors, traveling between planets to build friendships and share ideas. Their courage and kindness inspired many. Maya stayed close to the defense forces. She knew peace was fragile, and she wanted to make sure humanity was ready for whatever came next. One evening, as the sun set over Earth, Tom and Maya sat on the space station balcony. The stars stretched out before them like a map of endless possibilities. Tom smiled. "We have come so far, from fear to friendship." Maya nodded. "And we will keep moving forward together." They looked up at the sky, knowing that humanity's story was just beginning. The universe was wide and full of wonders, and humans were ready to explore it with open hearts and strong spirits. The stars above Earth shone like beacons of hope. A new era had begun, one where humanity showed the true meaning of power, unity, courage, and the will to grow.